Hello, I'm Lynn Finch with another weekly episode of the No-Cash Allowance. After our kids are grown, we realized that money management has two parts, process and principles. Our children needed to know how to manage money as well as why. We taught our daughters to have a moral sense to pay obligations on time and be accountable for their decisions. In your family, you will have your own values about money and life that are part of your family legacy. Bill Owens, former Colorado governor, tells us families are the tie that remind us of yesterday, provide strength and support today, and give us hope for tomorrow. No government, no matter how well intentioned or well managed, can provide what our families provide. And this is true when you're teaching your kids how to manage money. When you teach them in your home and they understand what your family thinks about money and how you manage money and how they are learning how to manage money, it's good for your family today and in the future. I'm going to talk today about monetary consequences for one's actions. Using money to reward or penalize is part of our society. In the adult world, you can get work bonuses, which is a wonderful reward, or a speeding ticket or late fees that are penalties. In managing our allowance system for our kids, we decided that we would never withhold their regular money, you might think of it as their regular paycheck, for something they did. Your employee doesn't withhold your paycheck because you didn't clean your room. But as a mom, I needed a way to influence their behavior, and I looked to using the monetary system of our allowance. So I created fines to discourage and incentives to encourage. Because the account was all based on numbers, it was easy to add or subtract from their account when necessary. One area of being a mom that we can all identify with is we don't like nagging our kids. I really hated telling them to pick up their stuff. So I created my favorite influencer and I called it Helping Hands. And here's how it worked. I posted a list and my fees on the refrigerator. If they forgot to do something, I would do that little thing for them and subtract a small fee from their account. Things like picking up their shoes or hanging up their coats, just general things that they kept forgetting to do. Once they realized that I was subtracting from their account and they were losing money for something they hadn't done, they started doing it. I didn't need to nag them. The little bit of money that they lost was a great incentive for them to change their behavior. Helping Hands started losing business and I was a happy camper. I also created incentives, and many of these you can just create on the spot, on the fly. I was finding ways to get more money into their hands so that they could make more decisions, more management actions with their money. For example, I would pay my kids 50 cents if they read a book and then came to me and gave me an oral book report. It gave them an opportunity to do a presentation and it let me know more about the books that they were reading. One year, I was the Girl Scout cookie mom and all the boxes of cookies were delivered to our house. I hired my daughter to sort out the orders. It was a way for her to earn a little bit of money and to help me with something else. And I hired them occasionally to help me with other projects that I was doing. In my book, I have other ways to influence behavior, including more incentives, projects, rewards, games, and contests. And these were some of the fun things we did as a family that had just a little bit of money attached to them. And we had great entertainment sometimes with these. The book, The No-Cash Allowance, explains how to set up this system and what you can do with your kids from ages 3 through high school. These videos are going to talk more about the why it's important, and what you might expect in changes in behavior in your child when they manage their own money. And here's my allowance anecdote for today. While on vacation, my grandson bought a toy spaceship after agreeing that he would subtract the money from his account when they got home. However, he played for the little toy ship on the 2-hour ride home, and when they got home, he changed his mind and said he didn't want to pay for the toy. In one of those frustrating parent moments, his mom gave him an ultimatum, actually, said either pay for the toy or give it to me. Oh, without hesitation, he handed back the toy. She had changed the rules by giving him the choice, and he took advantage. It was a lesson for mom. When your kids track all their money as a number, they become better money managers. The link to this corresponding blog is in the description below. Next time, we're going to talk about using hands-on activities to teach your kids money math in a fun way, and this can start when they're in preschool. Thanks for listening.